Welcome everyone to episode 214 of Just Joshing. I am your host Joshua Pentalaresco. I write stuff in podcast 2. Today my guest is Alicia Smock. Now this is kind of an interesting one because she actually came to interview me because she's a reviewer and she reviewed my book The Watcher and she gave me a very nice review. I thank you very much, Alicia, for that review. But I also got to interview her because book reviewers and people that review books and post reviews on places like Amazon and Goodreads are a big part of the writing industry, and I thought this would be a really cool conversation. She also does some really cool stuff on her own. She has stuff on The Witcher and a few other things on her website that are just things of her interest. So all in all, Alicia's a competent writer in her own right, and it was a really, really fun pleasure to chat with her. Before we get to the conversation, this is actually an interesting one. Today is the 1-year anniversary of my GoFundMe. I had a bumpy start, but a lot of people came to me and helped me, and I kind of wanted to say this here while I'm before things get really, really crazy in the next few weeks. Thank you, everybody that donated to my GoFundMe. I've had a hell of a year because of you, and I appreciate each and every one of you for doing it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bottom of my heart, it means an awful lot, and I'm going to be forever grateful to it. So all of you that donated, all of you that shared, all of you that participated in this GoFundMe, thank you very, very much. It means the world. All right, let's get to our conversation, shall we?
Okay.
I've officially returned the recorder on.
Okay.
So if you want to say something incriminating, make it good.
Incriminating.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. This is what this imagination stuff's all about. It can be taking candy It can be taking candy from a baby. It could be clubbing baby seals. It could be, I don't know, robbing an ice cream truck. I'm good with that too.
Oh man, like you caught me on an off day. I was saying I was getting over a head cold, so I'm not really all that creative right now.
Okay, so we got an evil head cold. Does the head cold have a name?
Curse you, head cold.
Curse you, head cold. That's the name, ladies and gentlemen. And Curse you, head cold has struck poor Alicia, and now she's got to do an interview with me to boot.
So at least I'm a few days into the cold, so I feel better than I did on since Tuesday.
Woo! That's good though. So how are you? Besides sick.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I feel elated that this actually kind of works. So.
Hey, it's something to celebrate, definitely.
Oh my god, you have no idea. You're gonna be. I may still have to play with yours a little bit, but nowhere near as much. Makes me so happy.
Let's get maybe only 4 hours rather than 8 or something.
No, it'll be more like an hour. Which is, I'm good with that.
Better.
Well, see, yeah, Skype is an evil beast of a machine, and that's just the way it is. It's been evil for a while, and so I've been.
And it's just older than all these other ones, so it's probably just kind of.
Discord was kind of evil, and I'm saying there has to be a better way of doing this with what I have. And lo and behold, I went to YouTube University last night as I was going through and despairing at my conversation. Actually, I might just go ask him if he wants to do another one. That might actually be better, but which is too bad because our conversation was awesome. But I mean, it's just oh my god. But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm dwelling on these little victories that are so obvious. I'm hitting myself in the face a little bit, but that's okay.
Don't apologize. These are victories to dwell on, no matter how small.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, I was looking. You have a cool little site. You reviewed stuff like my book, which, by the way, thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Thank you for letting me review your book. I'm sorry it took me so long to review it.
It's okay. Hey, it's okay. It seems to me that right this minute, it's like everything just came at once. Hey, I'm a finalist for an award, and now everybody's looking at my stuff. It's like, woo, hey.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. But it's just so I know I appreciate it. It was something you didn't have to do. Although I didn't get an evil interview by you yet. I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. No evil interviews?
No evil interviews.
Oh, okay. Darn. I mean, good. Wait, what?
Well, if you want me to word them in a way where it sounds evil, then maybe like throwing a maniacal laugh here and there, I could do that.
I just feel like you got kind of have that, that semi, like you got this good. You're primarily a good person, but I'm sure there's a mischief streak in there somewhere.
Yeah, the evil twin, she comes out every now and then, just.
It's just every now and then.
Like, I am a Gemini, so she's in there somewhere.
So, hello, Miss Evil Twin. How are you doing? Very well. Okay. Put away the block. As you can see, I am very, very serious when I do these conversations.
Oh, yes. So serious.
Very serious.
I don't know how you talk to people.
Oh, not at all. But did you start off as a reader or a writer?
More reader than writer. Been reading since I think I was 3.
Dang. What'd you read at 3 years old?
Yeah, being read to every night. Started picking up on some things. Older brother and sister helped me out, and it's like, all right. And then wrote really terrible stories when I was, I think, 6.
Terrible stories? Do you have any of those terrible stories?
I don't remember a lot of them. There was one involving Pokemon, but I don't remember it.
So you were about Pokemon at 6 years old. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I actually mocked Pokemon. There's a site online once upon a time about a very bad superhero series called Birdman, and it was cool because I learned how to actually do pacing writing this. Although they're not great stories, they're fun, right? And so I made fun of Pokemon because I actually made a guy called Joey-Mon, and I had him die to a rubber ball to the nose. Because I looked at the Pokeballs, and they kind of look like big, giant rubber balls. So I'm like, so wait, you are actually throwing rubber balls at animals, and then they become your pets. Okay. Kind of weird. So, I mean, seriously, that's what Pokemon, to me, that was the only thing, that was the most absurd thing. Like, besides the fact that, I mean, it was essentially animal cockfighting, the other part about this was, that always seemed odd to me was, when you captured a Pokemon, you literally hit it in the head with a ball. I'm like, so, I don't know, if I got hit in the head with a ball, I wouldn't personally like it. So the character I sympathized most with was Charizard.
Yeah, that's true, because he's always trying to get out.
Yeah, I know, it makes total sense. Like, he doesn't want to be there. It's like, who are you and why are you summoning me? Oh, I don't like you. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, people wonder why he's so pissed off. It's like, that's the reason why.
He got hit with a rubber ball in the nose. I mean, I'd be annoyed too.
You know, when you look at it that way, you make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I thought of it that way.
That was to me the only thing about Pokemon that was really weird to me. It's like, wait, so you got these kids going around, going after these magical creatures and hitting them in the head with a ball. Mm-hmm. And then you're training them to fight each other. And how is this legal? Because I mean, if you had kids and your kids were just imagine like kitten fighting. Like, I mean, no one would want to see that, right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so I mean, so if you look at Pokemon, I'm like, seriously, I mean, it's absurd. There's a lot you have to let go before that works. You didn't expect to have this kind of conversation when we came on, did you?
No, but I mean, it's very entertaining. This is already the most entertaining interview I've had, probably ever.
Well, we talked about the absurdities of Pokemon. I mean, what's good? What was your favorite Pokemon as a kid?
I was always an Eevee fan, that's for sure.
Eevee?
Yeah.
Abracadabra for me.
Nice.
I just, the bending of the spoons thing, man, there is no spoon. I dug that.
Uh-huh.
Although I sympathize with Charizard the most. That's just that I...
Charizard's like a good favorite, too.
He's solid.
Gosh, it's a Pokemon dragon. How can you go wrong?
Well, if you go strictly on Pokemon dragons, Dragonite's really cool. But
Dragonite.
Yes, because it's Dragonite. He's awesome, right? So,
Is that a TV show? I don't think I've ever.
There's this one championship Ash had to go. See, I watched Pokemon as a kid, you can tell. He had to fight a guy with a Dragonite. So this guy was the champion with the gym because his Pokemon was so rare. So to take it down, Ash literally had the Pokemon had to work as a team to wear down the dragon. It was the only way to do it.
Oh, duh! It's a Pokemon. Wow.
Yeah. It's okay.
All right, yeah, there's my stupid moment. All right.
No, that's it. Hey, listen, it's all good. So I mean, I should make you try to sing the Pokemon theme song. There, that would make you say that. Would make
I know the Pokemon theme song. I actually have that song on my iPod. That's how nerdy I am.
It's okay. For the last 2 weeks, I've been listening to the Rainbow Road from Super Mario Kart.
Nice. Hey, you can never go wrong with video game music. It's pretty awesome. I listen to that while I work.
Wait, so is this like your full job now, or do you still have a day job?
I still have a day job, unfortunately. This doesn't pay any of my bills, unfortunately.
Not yet. Soon you'll take over the world, but right now.
Huh?
Soon you'll take over the world, but right now.
Yeah, right now, gotta stick with it, being an administrative assistant, working with a boss that I hate, and doing this on the side.
Yes, that's right. So, well, personally, I try to look at my day job as a way to have fun. Like, for example, yesterday, I noticed two of my fellow coworkers on my day job. I work in a warehouse. We're fighting over a power jack, and I could not help but stop and think to myself, there must be something special about this power jack because they're fighting over it so very hard. And it's essentially a motorized thing on a box. So maybe it's a giant dildo, but since I'm at work, I can't go there. So I decided, okay, you know what I'll do? I'll name the power jack because it makes this even more silly than it was. So I went with the consensus was Brumhilda. So Brumhilda the power jack. Is that a good name?
Yes, that's a very good name.
Yeah. So I just did Ode to Brunhilde. So every time I watch them fight now, that's going to literally play in my head. Ode to Brunhilde. That is how much, I guess the word is care. I've made your day, haven't I?
Yes, you have, absolutely.
Yes. The real secret to day jobs, I find, is this. A lot of people get caught up in the slog of a day job. Like, you have a boss that you don't particularly care for. And that's fine. I can empathize. I've had bosses I didn't particularly care for. And what kept me going was I recognized the fact that I'm only here in this place at this time because I need money. Ergo, this place is my bitch. Because I don't really...
Good way of looking at it.
Well, it's just... Well, you gotta remember, how you are treated is how you should treat your company. That's actually my belief.
Yeah, that's true.
If your company cares about you, it will offer incentives to, keep you employed, keep you happy, keep you motivated. They're fewer and farther to find, but there are companies that actually do that. Those are good companies to work for.
Yes.
Right? Everybody else is not that. So, what is it? And after careful consideration, I recognize that the majority of jobs out there view you as disposable. So, that's the case. You, in turn, should view your job as disposable. Because there's an old saying, you are what you eat. And if a company views you as trash, ergo, they are trash.
That is very true.
Yeah. You never thought of it that way, huh?
No, I didn't. That's actually a really good way of looking at it.
Yeah. So, you show up, you be a professional, you do your job, whatever your job is, and you do it to the best of your abilities. And when it's time to go home, you go home. And if the place is on fire when you leave, that's not your problem. That is whoever is still there. And then tomorrow, if it's burned to the ground, you find another job. But if not, you just go back and just do whatever it is you're supposed to do.
Within the burned remains.
Hey, listen. I do not question what happens when I'm not there. I just simply come in and do my thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then you drive away, it's out of sight, out of mind. You come back in the morning, it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, that's it. It's not my concern. It's not my pay grade. I can only... Look, I mean, at the end of the day, we can only do what we came here to do, right? We are in control of whatever the job we're required to do is. That's it. We are that piece in the machine. The machine itself is not our concern. So, if that's the case, then worry about being the best part of the machine you can. And when you're done, you leave. Because the people that really care about this machine, well, they're paid the big boku bucks. And if they don't care, why should you?
Very true.
You're going to go into your...
motivational speaker during the day.
Me?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Like, you're really good at lifting people up.
Well, it's what I do. I've been interviewing people for a long time. And the thing about doing this is, you want to be around people that are doing really, really cool things. And something that's very admirable about you is you are pursuing your love of books and reviews and things of that nature. I mean, essentially for nothing. And honestly, that's admirable.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, and I mean it. It's admirable because here's the thing. It's one thing to do something for money. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure you want to be paid for this someday. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be paid for this someday. But it's another thing. Like, I'm doing this podcast, right? Yeah. I'm not officially getting... There are going to be things where it's going to be possible for me to accrue money doing this very shortly. But in general, I didn't do this for money. I did this because I enjoy meeting amazing people who do incredible things. And it has led to where I've been going. And as a result, I'm seeing recognition, and recognition is opportunity for success. Right?
Very true.
Right? So, but at the end of the day, it started with me doing something for free. Because I wanted to do it. So that should be it. That should be admired.
Yeah. I'm like, you sound a lot like me with your podcast, with my writing, because, I've met, I can't even count how many authors I've met now and talked to, and, hearing their journeys while writing their stories is absolutely incredible. And also very inspirational, motivational, and it's just really cool.
Yeah, because after all they did it, why can't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
So, who have you met? You have to put up with me. I know it's tough, but who have you met?
Met a lot of people. But wait, hold on. I thought I was supposed to be interviewing you.
This is me interviewing you for the podcast right now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that we were doing a double interview here.
Yeah.
All right, well then, we'll start with me. All right, well then, okay, people I've interviewed. Let me see if I can remember some people. Okay, now I'm drawing a blank. I'm looking at all the books on my shelf to see, okay, if I talk to that person,
Met him, asshole. Met him.
All right, well, I've talked to... All right, let me see. Hold on, I gotta stand up and read these names. All right, well, I've talked to a lot of... Have you heard of Inkshares, the publisher Inkshares, before?
I have heard of them, yes.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of authors from there. So, Brian Guthrie, Craig Monroe, Rick Hines, Kelsey Ray Barthel, Tal Klein, J.F. Dubois, Jim McDaniel, Paul Inman, kind of going down the row here, Mike Mongo.
I've interviewed Kelsey.
Have you?
Yeah. She was really nervous. We talked comic books for 2 hours, which was okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we were talking about anime when I interviewed her. So.
You an anime person besides Pokemon, I should say? You like
For me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, trying to explore more and more.
What are your favorite shows?
My absolute favorite is the Fate series. So Fate, Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works.
Okay. I'm a Fullmetal Alchemist guy.
Nice. I've seen, what was it, Brotherhood?
Brotherhood's true to the comic, but the original is still really good too.
Okay.
Yeah, so here's the deal. This is how this works. The first one was 2 seasons.
Okay.
Season 1 of Fullmetal on the first one was 8 episodes in Brotherhood, the first 8 in Brotherhood. They spread it out over 20, but it doesn't feel like it. The first 24 episodes are some of the best anime I've ever seen. Like, it's really, really good. And that was those 8 episodes, like, together. Now, after that, what happened was the series cut up to the source material at that point, right? They had some idea where it was going to go, but not everything, right? So what ended up happening was it kind of went in its own direction. So the second half is still good, but it is a different vision than what the creator had. Actually, she liked it because it was a very unique take. It's a very different take on the homunculi, right? There's a different wrath, for example. Wrath in Brotherhood is pride. In the original series, right? Same abilities too, which is really, really cool. They knew where some of it was going for sure, but it is incredibly well paced. The ending is unbelievably awesome. Like, the ending of the series is incredible. The movie at the end is a cool epilogue to that. I actually think there's room, if they wanted to, they could actually do a movie with both universes together. I even know who the villain should be for that too.
You should start writing a script and then submit it.
I probably will.
So that almost sounds like what they did with, was it Hellsing? Because
Yes.
the original, they had to change the ending, but then they redid it with Hellsing Ultimate and stayed with the manga, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the ending on the Brotherhood's way better because, Brotherhood is true to the comic, and it's the vision it needed to be, right? Which is what it wanted to be. But when you see it, it's like, it's very true. So for me, I if you saw Brotherhood first, yeah, you're gonna go back to the original. You're like, this is kind of slow, but it goes in details about some things that you wouldn't think were important, and it added a cool layer to it that did not exist in Brotherhood. But Brotherhood is the true story, start to end, and it's really, really good. I love Armstrong's sister in Brotherhood's just badass.
Alright, awesome. We're gonna have to check out the original then.
Yeah. So Fate. So what else do you like?
Other ones. Let me see. Well, I started with Inuyasha, so that will always have a special place in my heart.
Yep.
Let's see what else. I can't think. One of those weird ones. I do like Black Butler.
Okay.
I like what they're doing with it now. Kind of like going with more of the manga stuff.
Yep.
Oh, that one's pretty interesting. Bleach is always fun.
Bleach is okay. The filler stuff sucks.
I hate all the fillers. I like it. I liked it when it first started.
Yep.
Then, that was really good, and then it just started getting ridiculous. I haven't even finished the whole thing.
Here, the same thing, right? The source material got caught up to, and they had to do stuff while they were waiting for source material.
Right? And it's like, okay, we just had a filler, and you only gave us 2 episodes of the main plot, and now we're back to another filler. It's like, stop it.
Yeah, the filler stuff sucks.
Yeah, so I stopped watching it after the filler with their Zanpakutos came to life and were rebelling or something.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I just can't anymore.
You totally could. You just need more. You just need more simulation. Maybe something with an alcoholic kick to it. That'll do it. I can do it now.
It definitely makes things more enjoyable.
every time you see something that hurts your brain, drink. Oh God.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh no. By the end of it, this is such a good show. I don't remember half of what happened, but it's so good.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Why am I face down on the floor?
It's like, wait, how long has the show been over? I thought I was still watching it.
I am watching the show. It's the ground. It's stimulating.
Like, what part are you at?
All of them.
All of them at once? How are you handling it?
That's why I'm on the floor. Oh Lord. So
That would be a very fun show.
Listeners, don't drink and drive. I don't know.
Yes, be responsible.
Oh Lord.
Drink at home, then you don't have to go anywhere.
That's right. And make sure you drink with somebody you have no desire to sleep with at all.
Right, exactly.
Tomorrow might be a surprise.
Surprise you don't want to wake up to.
That's right. All right, we have completely ruined the drinking experience for like everybody.
Or we've given some people some really bad ideas.
So, are you okay being a terrible influence on people?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've already told them a terrible influence, so it's all good.
It's all good. So there we go. Our conversation
Might
is.
as well keep up with my reputation.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. So, besides, you're big. So when did you start writing? Like, I mean, like seriously writing, not just terrible stories about rubber balls to the nose.
Oh. Well, I started really getting back into writing probably, what was it? Sophomore or junior year of high school. I was introduced to fanfiction.net and started writing fanfictions on there. Finished Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess fanfiction and a Nightmare Before Christmas fiction.
I approve both franchises, so.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes.
Started a few others that have gone untouched for probably a decade.
Well, fanfictions. You know what? Fanfiction does get a little disrespected, partly because it's not right. But on the same token, there comes a point where you're like, okay, listen, I got my own cool stories inside my head. I got to let them out. Mm-hmm. Right? I will do what every other author does. I will steal from the source material. I mean.
But it's like, even when writing the fanfiction, I always would give justice to the original writers. I'd be like, this is not my work. I would do very thorough research to make sure I did everything 100% because so many people would, like, bash other people, be like, this isn't right, you didn't do this right, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I'm going to make sure that I don't get bashed. I'm like, everything is on point.
Actually, I'm the opposite. I'm like, bash me, go ahead. It was my story. It's my story, dang it. You don't like it. You write your own dang story. You tell me, you do it exactly right. This was the story I told. Now, if you don't excuse me, I'm going to go cry in my corner now. See ya. And that's it. It's at the end of the day, you gotta look at your story and go, okay, what are you actually telling? And you know, mythology's fun to play with. I'm working on a Alice in Wonderland Greek mythology mashup.
Nice.
Yes, Alice is Pandora.
Awesome.
Yes, so it's really fun, and so I am completely butchering Greek mythology, and also consequently, I'm also butchering Carol stuff as well, but it's fun, and I'm playing with the whole idea of paradoxes because that's a big Greek thing, and Alice in Wonderland really just fits paradoxes very well, and
right.
So I'm going to take both mythologies and flip them on their heads, and then blend them together into something that's something I would write about that interests me. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of stuff right. And I'm going to get a bunch of stuff wrong. You know what? Whatever.
But you know what? So many more people are going to enjoy it, though, because you're combining two things that people love.
Yes. And I accidentally invented a board game for it, too. So it's going to be a book-board game combination when it's all done.
Nice. Will they be sold together?
Yes.
Awesome.
My plan is Kickstarter next summer, and it'll be book-board game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Count me here. Let me know when it's released. I'll definitely grab a copy.
You're like, yes, I'm in.
You got one vote from me, definitely.
Oh, a lot of people seem to like this idea. I mean, it's just like, but I mean, that's the cool thing about our current age of media today. We can play with mediums unlike anything ever before. So
right.
why wouldn't we?
Exactly.
So, my autobiography will be like mad scientist, plate juggler, not cool enough for Netflix, right? And doesn't believe in the lottery.
That's a good belief to have, though, because how many people in a lifetime win the lottery?
Actually, so I was just, right before I came to chat with you, I was at the convenience store grabbing an energy drink because I've been up for a while and doing a bunch of different things. And I was talking to this one guy, and he was buying his ticket. It's like, it's just what I expected. It's like, expect what? Oh, lottery. They told me it gives me 2 days of entertainment and then done. I go, very Orwellian. Right? And because it is a George R.R. writes about the lottery in 1984. And one of the things he pointed out is that the rich will never change society. The poor are the only class that would change anything. And how do you keep the poor in line? Hope. That's why lotteries exist. I read that when I was 16. And then I recognized that, you know what? I'm good enough to make my own fortune.
Yeah.
So, screw the lottery. I don't believe in it.
Amen.
Yeah. There's only one reason I've ever heard of to play the lottery that I thought was good. And that was, buddy of mine was buying lottery tickets instead of smoking. Seems good.
Oh.
That was that's a legit reason. I bought it. It's like, okay. It keeps him off his habit, and, and frankly, if he wins the lottery, well, then my beliefs don't really matter now, do they?
Well, then more power to him.
Exactly. So so I guess we're going to go back to your writing since we've gone all over the place here.
No, it's all good.
It's all good. Don't worry about talking about me. It's all good. No.
Oh, trust me, I'm far from being self-centered. I'm more of like, hey, how about we talk about you rather than talk about me? Let's not talk about me.
No, I know. We got to talk about you a little bit because, we've been going for about a half hour, and it's like, I haven't even asked anything good. Like, so so are you going to do novels? Are you going to do, more works that way? Or are you content just simply reviewing and building other people up?
Well, I definitely want to continue reviewing, building people up. The reviewing actually started about 4 years ago. I started writing for, it doesn't exist any longer, but it was almost like an online newspaper called Examiner. And I was living close to Chicago at the time. So I was originally supposed to be I'm supposed to write articles about the Chicago libraries and stuff, but I was so far from the city and I couldn't get there often enough, the Examiner people started getting mad at me. And so I'm like, all right, what can I write about where I can write frequently but not have to travel as much? So I asked them, I'm like, hey, can I be a book reviewer instead? And they're like, okay. So I just started writing book reviews because I'm reading all the time. And then I just started going from there. A few months in, I had my first publisher ask me, like, hey, we saw your reviews. Would you be interested in reviewing some of the books from our company? And then that started getting books, reading them, reviewing them, and then started interviewing authors and just started doing it from there. And, eventually, I have ideas for books in my my head, but right now I have two parts of my brain that are battling against each other. I have the writer part, and then I'm also an editor, and the editing brain fights against the writing brain, so I don't get very far very fast.
So, this is how you talk to editor brain. Because I learned how to talk to my editor brain.
Oh, okay.
So this is what you do. You go, okay, listen, dear editor brain, I know it's not perfect, but can you shut up until I finish? And then take over.
Okay.
And then editor brain goes, well, at least you're acknowledging that this is flawed. And I go, shh, don't talk. And let's pretend that, you're silent for now. Unless I do something incredibly stupid, which happens from time to time. But beyond that, you just sit there. You are entertained beyond belief.
So that's what I've been doing wrong then. I need to have a calm conversation rather than a shouting match.
Yeah, don't get into a shouting match. The editor, just go, okay, editor, you're right. Could you shut up until I'm done? Then you can take over.
Okay.
Try that. It might work. If it doesn't work, that we can go back into the alcohol discussion again at some point.
Just have a bottle of something and just be like, okay, editing brain, we need to have a talk.
That's right. We need to have a talk. Yeah. Of course,
I don't know how much of this talk I'm going to remember, but I'm going to get this all out on the table right now.
That's right. Oh my gosh. I think we have an interview. At least from my end, anyway. Wow.
Maybe you should put a warning before. It's like, warning, there's alcohol content in here.
Warning, this may result in you wanting a drink. And
I'm like, oh gosh, now I want a drink.
this has not been the discussion I expected to have, but hey, whatever, it's the way it goes.
Hey, you never know how interviews will turn out.
Yes. But anyway, so this is what I normally do at the end of a conversation. I tell people, plug what you're currently working on, and how can people find you?
Okay. Well, currently working on is a kind of an extensive list, but I've got quite a few reviews and interviews coming up. I do have a project I've actually been working on that's going to be up on the 17th of this month. It is September, right?
Yes, it is September.
So, yes, I have a project I've been working on for over a year. I'm finally getting it up. But I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a week-long thing. And I am actually writing articles that are talking about the book references found within... You're familiar with the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt game, right?
Yes.
Yes. I am a huge fan of the book series and finally got to play the game and found so many references within the game to the book series, so I am writing a series of articles that talk about the book references within the games.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I've been working on that for quite a while. I've read through the entire series 4 times, played through the game 7, so I think I've got all the references.
Sweet. Or you have a video game problem, but you don't care.
Huh?
Or you have a video game problem, but you just don't care.
Oh, no, that's fine. I've been playing video games for a long time, too, so it's all good for as long as I've been reading.
Sweet.
But, yeah, so that's what I'm working on for this month, and ways to find me. My blog, you can go to rolloutreviews.com, or you can find me on Facebook, just Alicia Smock, or Twitter, it's Alicia_C_Smock, I believe.
Oh.
And those are probably the easiest ways to get a hold of me. Send messages, and yeah.
Very cool.
And that was my conversation with Alicia Smock. Check out her website. Check out the reviews of her books. They're actually really cool. She reads a nice variety of stuff. And once again, Alicia, thank you very much for reviewing my book. I currently have a blog out. I call it Intentions, Impact, and Interpretation. And every action you make fits in those three criteria. And I find intentions are scary. Impact scary too, and the one thing you can't argue with any action is impact. And I'm reminded of this today of all days. And I thought I'd write about like some of my biggest mistakes. So you can go check it out on my blog at jpenteloresco.wordpress.com. And this is why I hate being a boss, because that's the part of the job that sucks. And that will do it for another episode of Just Joshing. If you want to support the website, you can do so in a number of different ways. You can subscribe to the podcast, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. I'm available at each and every player. You can go download the website and download the episodes you like. If you like them, leave a comment, leave a review, all that stuff. And if you don't like it, don't tell anybody. I'll understand. My books, The Watcher, Storm Dancer, Wandering God, is available through mirrorworldpublishing.com. Check them out there. Also, Amazon, Kobo, and every books are sold brick and mortar or electronic. Be a great Christmas present, just saying. Outside of that, stay inspired out there. Keep doing your thing. You learn from your mistakes and go forward. And once again, everybody, thank you very much.
Josh.